Well, there sits that ugly thing. Making sure this isn't putting too much attention. Okay, I was trying to get my box set just in the right spot to where I wasn't really pushing on anything. So obviously, on the short block part of this, I got a feeling it won't come with an oil pan. Maybe it will. I don't know for certain. I didn't really get that info from Tom. Yeah, he said the flywheel housing was on there. It was on there. It might have a pan on it. We'll see. Front. I remember him saying the front cover and the flywheel housing was on it. I'm not going to start yarding too much of this stuff off of here yet. I mean, we're going to have to get this turbo and all this stuff off. We're going to be getting a lot of stuff top in right now because the head needs to get sent off to try to get ourselves, you know, we got to get ahead of this game as much as possible. So I'll get my straps off there, and yeah, there's quite a bit of all the submissions junk. What a disaster. Yep. You tell me all these extra materials and all the mining and special materials to make the platinum and the diesel oxidation catalyst and the amount of more fuel that it has to burn for the regen. If you really think that this is really helping the planet, you're absolutely delusional. All you're doing is going backwards. So the world has lost the ability to think critically and to think with common sense. Sorry, there it is. Hey guys, well, it's Monday morning. We're back on the Paccar trying to get the head off. It's I read the comments on the for the previous video I was pulling this out, and I agree wholeheartedly. I think that the best option is probably to put an ISX in it, but that topic was definitely brought up with the owner of the truck, but due to time constraints, I just told him, I said, with the amount of time that you want this done, and the best option is to use what you got with the time. I said, because the retrofits take time. So, definitely do. I think retrofitting this one, because you guys that are new to the channel, if you go back into some of my videos, I've retrofitted a fuel truck, but they were in a log truck. They were both Pete's. One was a 1995 379, and the other one was, I think, a 92 367. And they both had, well, the 95 had a C model cat, and the 92 had a B model, or a C. No, it had a B model. The 92 had a B model, and the 95 had a C model. And anyway, they were your commie carb regulations came into effect, and those guys got letters saying they couldn't drive the truck that they actually own anymore without updating the emissions system on it. So that's a whole different ball game, going from a mechanical engine like that to a electronic. We actually got one over there. We're going the other direction. We're going from electronic to mechanical. This one wouldn't probably be that bad. That ISX is obviously, I think, going to be longer. I think that's, I don't know. I think it would be longer. I think that ISX would be sitting back here a little further. I think so. I don't know. This is an extended hood Pete, so it may not be that much longer. But I'm pretty certain that it would have to sit back a little bit further, so you might have to redo your mounts and then shorten your drive line up. And then, that changes everything back here too. But most of the stuff, the wiring's already here. The bulkhead connectors here. I don't know if the pinouts are different, though. See, there's a lot of things that could be different. Not really certain on that. But anyway, that being said, we've made the decision to go ahead and get this one running again, although we hate it and we don't want it. But it's kind of where we're time constraints. We have to get it done and get this thing turning the wheels again. So anyways, this morning I had to run over to Tulia to Napa and grab a fuel shut-off solenoid for one of my farming customers. One of the ranch hands was at his house, and his pickup wouldn't start Saturday, and the fuel shut-off solenoid kept hanging up in it. So I got one from those guys, and I was really surprised they had one in stock. So I went over there and stood in the sleet storm this morning and changed that out, got it running for them. So okay, let's see, where are we at? Oh yeah, and the wonderful Ford outside. Remember the 5.4 liter junkyard engine? So I got to get it back in here, sitting outside with the hood off. I was running it and getting warmed up, and I had an oil leak. So there's something leaking and running down the right-hand side. I think it's coming out of the valley. I don't know if the valve cover is leaking and running down the inside of the V in the valley there and then running down the backside of the bell housing, but there's an engine oil leak somewhere. I got to get it in here and fix that. So there's another thing to do. So anyways, where was I at here? Let's get the big snap-on light here and crank it up. Okay, oh, my phone's ringing. I'll be back. Okay, so get this turbo off here. Got these broke loose. That's some kind of anti-seize on there. Yeah, some kind of anti-seize on here. Okay, so I think I gotta get this. That's one thing I forgot about was this line right here, the doser line. Got that loose there. It's gonna be the water line going to it. This is the fuel line coming across. Wow. That's pretty much an elaborate setup for that simple little thing they did there. Could have made that about as difficult as possible. Okay, just on threads here, but either I got to take the banjo loose and pull them both out, or pull this bracket loose. It's quite a pain in the butt to get the turbo off one of these things. I can tell you that right now. There's nothing really simple about that entire procedure. And then this wiring harness they've got here, I mean, they've got bolts. I mean, there's just brackets and bolts everywhere. Look at the pile of bolts just to pull the wiring harness loose from it. So this is a real pile of shit engine. It really is. I mean, I think I would throw this in the lake if it was mine, but just me. I'm gonna have to take this little block off right here. Ah. What the hell, huh? I can't get on that. Okay, so now we move over to this ugly side here. Yeah, look at the mess. Look at the mess, huh? Alright, so this is tied to that. Trying to figure out what the best way to go here is. This is all bolted to this wiring harness, so I guess let me get a an impact socket there, and it don't want to go on that. Maybe that'll work out a little better. Okay, what's this going to here? Just really don't know. Plug that. Looking a little better, huh? Let's see, what all do we got holding it on here? They got it zip tied there. Guess we gotta basically, I mean, this harness is gonna have to come off anyway when we switch it over to the other block, so I guess we could go ahead here for now. Cut this zip tie right here. Don't know if my pocket knife will do that or if I gotta go get me a pair of dikes. Worked out. We've got Torx heads holding those on. This one's got some kind of lock feature on it that I'm not seeing. How's that lock? Can't tell because of this. I don't know, having trouble there. Let me get a... Come on, get in. All right. Pressure cutout switch. It's zip tied on there. Guess we need to pull the alternator wires loose on her. Where's my magnetic parts tray I had? I might just thread these back into that ECM. That way, those are, I guess what I'll do once I get to that point. Okay, so got pressure sensor. Oh, they got some kind of relief valve, electronic relief valve on the end of the rail here. Is that what that is? You have to read the theory of operation in the book, but that's Ford did that on theirs too. What a piece of shit that is, you know. Yeah, way more overdone bullshit. This is not wanting to come unplugged. There it goes, okay. Makes you just nervous, you know, like you're gonna break all this junk trying to get it unplugged. And shut off solenoid line. Okay, and then they've got this low side AC line all weaved up in there. So I guess we need to see if we can get it off of there. Unplug this. Can you imagine if you had a hole rub in that line? You'd have to take all the ECM plugs and half the wiring harness out of this truck just to get that line out of there. And I tell you, if it belonged to me, I would make a hose to go up around all this shit and away from it to where it was easier to change. I mean, it's just stuff like that just makes absolutely, there's just no thought process of ever having to work on it, ever. You know, just absolute thoughtlessness. Sorry, it's just, that's the way I see it. These loose here. Battery go. Down there, the compressor, and that'll be out of the way, and then we can pull this bracket that holds the wiring harness up, and then we can start pulling fuel lines to pull the rail, and then we can pull feed tubes, and then we can pull injectors. Maybe getting somewhere. Okay. I think there might be an engine underneath this thing somewhere. It's hidden pretty good, but there might be an engine in there somewhere. Was this one here and these two holding the bracket. This will start pulling these lines loose. I think we can kind of lift them up off the top. I'm sure they're like Paccar on everything else. They're using the line as a feed tube. I bet that is the case. This is going to be probably going down to one of the pumping units here. How many pumping units does this one have on it? Looks like it just has two of them that feeds the rail on this one. The old EPA 10s, they had an individual pumping unit per cylinder. See, I guess this must be the return line. Yeah. One back here. And we'll grab the old 13mm. Wherever it went. It's a 15. There should have been 13 laying right here. But oh, there it is right there. There on the ground, rolled off. Get off there. Okay, that was real smooth, wasn't it? Gonna have to get a magnet to get that out of there. What did I forget? Take it loose in the pumping unit or something there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it loose in the pumping unit to get it off there without bending them all up. Oh, it got me. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're using these as feed tubes. So I would probably replace those, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. There's an install kit that costs $2,000 that comes with this short box. I don't know if they're going to come with that. I couldn't really get that information out of him. Maybe get these feed tubes out and then get the injectors out of it and start pulling head bolts. I'm wondering, are these one thing, it looks like these, they actually might have simplified that a little bit. Those look the same. There's there. Just gonna pull that filter head off there to get that one out. Got a little skiff of snow today. That's a good deal. Probably just gonna get the head off for now, and then we'll see. See what we run into then. These pumping unit. That's another thing. Are these the same? That one don't. I think those are the same too. Head off so I can get the other line out of there. Let's get me a socket. This one got around there pretty tight. It's coming. Wow. More plastic shit to break. Probably can't get a fuel filter. I mean, it's tough right now. You can't get filters for things, John Deere. Right now, you can't hardly get any filters for those guys for the tractors right now. These guys that make the comments, oh, you're being pessimistic. Oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, okay. You can tell these guys aren't doing anything. These are guys that you can tell are probably retired, or they're not actually out here doing this shit every day anymore like the rest of us are, so they have no frame of reference to back up what they're saying. Okay. This is it, the injector's out of it. See if I can get you a little bit closer maybe. Probably just left the greasy dick skinner print on there. Let's see here. All right. Now I do want to keep these in order. Actually thinking about it, I don't remember if these have trim files in them or not. I don't remember that part of it. I'll go lay these out in order here, but that's a Paccar injector. Some guys, number 5 main bearing spun. Some guy goes, oh, that's a hydraulic cylinder or a head gasket problem. What? What are you smoking, dude? So I don't know. Are they doing this, guys? You Peterbilt guys are on this platform. Are they doing the yellow paint marks on the head bolts at the factory, or has this head been off here once already? This truck's got 500,000 miles of 2018 through 89 extended hood Pete. So, I'm just kind of curious, as that just doesn't seem right to me. I mean, most of the time, you don't see paint marks on the head bolts from the factory, but maybe they did. Maybe they checked them. I don't know. Tighter than the hubs of hell. On battery. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh, I'm gonna have to start my truck up, take that one lifting eye loose. It's covering up the head bolt. Can't get on that one. I can't get on that one. Alrighty, I'm gonna do a little reconfiguring here. And we got these out here. Yeah, I got to get the lift and sling off of here. Let's see what our holes look like here, huh? I can't believe there's somebody out there still using a pushrod engine. You know? That's what it's like they're behind about 30 years, you know? Well, let's shed some light on this situation here, guys, and a little bit of carbon buildup on that one. Well, they all kind of do there. I mean, so far, this looks just fine here. Kind of. Boy, there ain't much protrusion there, is there? Almost like it's flush. Yeah, there's a little bit there, not much, but as far as the pistons go, I don't really see anything. I mean, the crosshatches look wonderful in the liners. I mean, this would go a lot longer if it wouldn't have been for the crankshaft. the bottom of this head look like? Stay still there, buddy. I gotta pull this sensor out, I gotta pull this out. Look at all the carbon in there from that EGR system. Look at that. Why don't you just shit in your hand and eat it all day long? You know, that's what you're doing to these things. It's just eating its own shit all day long. Wow. It's amazing that they last as long as they do. It really is. With the amount of crap that's going back through the engine. I don't really see anything really wrong with that head, but I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back from those guys. The machine shops don't want to really do anything with it, and the head might be a hang-up on us right now. I don't know. I do know of a machine shop clear back in Pennsylvania that'll do it. Might have to send it back to those guys. I don't know. Yeah. Well, guys, I'll keep you posted on this one. That's probably about as far as I'm going to go till I get the short block in. I got to get a new clutch. So I don't know. It'll come with the flywheel housing, but it's not going to come with the flywheel, I don't suppose. Because he said flywheel housing was on it. But I bet the flywheel's not. I don't know if it's going to have a damper on there. I don't know if it's going to have that on there or not. If it'll have a crank damper. I don't know, it's on its way, so I guess we'll see what happens.